Welcome to the Moon and Gemini podcast. I am your witch in residence, April Edwards. This is our deep dive where we slow down and step fully into the deeper currents shaping both our personal lives and the collective field. Today, we delve into witchcraft as resistance. Witchcraft has always been called many things: superstition, illusion, heresy. But one of its oldest functions is rarely named plainly: resistance. Not symbolic resistance, not aesthetic rebellion, but the quiet, sustained refusal to accept the world as it has been given. To practice witchcraft is to assert that reality is not fixed, that power can be redirected, that unseen forces, whether psychological, spiritual, or communal, can be worked with, shaped, and turned. And for the last 100 years, we have verifiable moments where people who named themselves witches did exactly that. In 1968, a group calling itself the Women's International Terrorist Conspiracy from Hell, WITCH, walked onto Wall Street. They did not lobby, they did not petition. They cast a hex. They threw glitter, chanted, invoked, and declared capitalism cursed. This was not metaphor to them. It was theater as spellcraft, protest as ritual. Their actions were designed to disrupt psychic consensus as much as economic systems. They understood something fundamental. If power is maintained through belief, then belief itself becomes a site of attack. In 1979, a different current took form through the reclaiming tradition, founded by Starhawk and others. Here, witchcraft was explicitly fused with activism: anti-nuclear protest, feminist organizing, emotional defense. Ritual was not separate from politics. It was how politics was energized, sustained, and made sacred. Circle became strategy. Invocation became solidarity. Magic became a way of rehearsing the world as it should be. In the 21st century, the witch reappears again, not hidden, but networked. During the 2016 U.S. election cycle, thousands of self-identified witches publicly organized rituals to hex political leadership. These actions were shared repeatedly and adapted across digital spaces, forming decentralized magical campaigns. Dismiss it if you want as symbolic, but symbol is the language of the unconscious, and the unconscious is where power roots itself. In 2020, during global protests, witches organized collective workings, protective spells for protesters and against police violence, spiritual care networks to address burnout and trauma. This is not abstract. This is mutual aid translated into magical language. This is care work, ritualized and intensified. Today, the word witch itself is being reclaimed intentionally and strategically, not as fantasy, but as refusal. To be called a witch once meant exile, punishment, and erasure. Now it is taken up as a name for those who will not be controlled, particularly women, queer people, and those outside dominant structures of power. The identity is the spell. To say, "I am a witch," is to reject the legitimacy of systems that once demanded your silence. Strip away the aesthetic, and something remains. Witchcraft operates on 3 levels of resistance. First, perceptual. It breaks the idea that reality is fixed or neutral. Second, communal. It creates circles of shared intention outside dominant institutions. And third, symbolic and energetic. It works directly with meaning, emotion, and will, the substrates through which systems maintain themselves. This is why it persists, because power is never only material. It is also psychological, mythic, and relational. Now, how can witches remake the world? Not through spectacle alone, but through practice. A witchery makes society the way a spell is cast, by aligning intention, action, and belief until something shifts. This can be naming what others refuse to name and refusing narratives that diminish or fragment. Also, creating parallel systems of care and meaning, or using ritual to anchor changes in the body, not just the mind. Yes, through direct magical action also. Because even if you do not believe in magic as force, you cannot deny intention as force. And witches are, above all, practitioners of direct intention. Witchcraft as resistance is not about hexing alone. It is about refusing to be shaped entirely by forces you did not consent to. It is about reclaiming authorship over your mind, your body, your spirit, your relationships, and your future. And then extending that authorship outward, carefully, deliberately, in community. The question is not whether witchcraft can change the world. It already has, repeatedly, quietly, at the edges. The question is whether you are willing to participate in that change, not as performance, but as practice, not as identity, but as responsibility. This work grows through word of mouth. If it's been meaningful to you, you can like, share, or subscribe. That's how it reaches the ones who need it.